Hello, everyone. It's Stefania here from Rise Above Your Limits. I work as an empowerment coach, and my biggest passion is to align individuals with their authenticity so they can really voice their truth and also access a realm in their life of infinite possibilities where literally impossible is nothing. In this video, I would really like to share with you 3 very simple and basic strategies that I already use and implement myself to bounce back after a bad day. So let's start. We have all been there, I believe, right? At the end of a very painful, tiring day where possibly many things went wrong. And the only thing we can really sense and feel in our minds and bodies is stress. That's the biggest enemy of modern times. The first strategy I really feel to suggest to you is find a way to move your body. So engage with any possible physical activities, from walking your dog, walking in a local park, go for a run, go for a swim. Why does any physical activity, why is any physical activity so important? Well, at the end of the day, stress is nothing else than negative emotions trapped in the body. So when we feel that negative discomfort that we call stress, we may not know all the time that we hold on to negative emotions. It can be anxiety, it can be sadness, it can be hurt, it can be anger. The only thing we feel is like this sense that something wrong in our bodies. So by already accessing that level, we realize that if we manage to engage with any physical activities, we access the opportunity to basically raise our vibes, raise our vibrations, and access a better mental state through which we can access, our creative capabilities to invite solutions our way, solutions that maybe from the initial negative emotional state we cannot see, we cannot embrace. So the physical activity is a really natural way to process and release the stress so that we can take back our abilities to think clearly, to access wisdom and creativity, and also to let space for insights to come through. Sometimes physical activity is just a buffer in time and space from where we can detach from the problem and simply re-explore eventually the same problem from the right distance. So the second strategy, and this can be a little bit tricky, the second strategy will be to take responsibility for those negative emotions. And I know this is really hard. It is hard for all of us, me included, because we are humans, and part of our human experience is to feel and to give space and honor negative emotions. It might not be always easy, but once we can make it, it's a profound gift that we give to ourselves. So taking responsibility for those negative emotions, above all, let's have a look at the word responsibility. It includes 2 words, response and ability. So it's the ability to respond to a specific situation. What does it mean? It means that if we look at a situation by blaming other people, by considering other people responsible for the way we feel, because maybe I'm angry, sad, depressed, hurt, because something in my environment happened on that day, and as a consequence, I associate the presence of my negative feelings, that means I'm looking at the reality by depriving myself of that power of respond. I'm depriving myself of my ability to respond, my responsibility precisely. And that responsibility, most of the times, is given to other people. My boss, my partner, my family, they're causing these feelings. And by doing so, we feel stuck in the mud, and there's no way out. So by taking responsibility is the first step towards a better a better experience in our life by saying, actually, the anger is mine, the hurt is mine. That doesn't mean to condone or justify bad behaviors outside of ourselves, but it's almost like bringing the awareness inside of ourselves. Because until we look on the outside, under the effect of those negative emotions, we think and we expect other people to change just because we feel the anger, just because we feel hurt. But those people are not going to change. So other people's behaviors are completely beyond our control. The only control we can have over our life is in that kind of terrain where our beliefs, our emotions, and our attitudes and behaviors are involved. So the moment we can recenter ourselves in that situation, we take our power back, and we are also back into the driver's seat. So if there is any change we want to see on the outside, we need to start to embrace and embody that change first within ourselves. So taking responsibility is a big step, is also to acknowledge that behind those negative emotions, there is an ability to respond that we use in a specific pattern. And that pattern might also, uncover other aspects of your life. Maybe that response is available in other situations in your life. And then you can ask yourself very wise questions like, how is this pattern serving me? What is beyond this pattern that is telling me something about my inner story, about my internal narrative, about who I am, about my life, about my goals, and about my inner resources. So you start really taking charge of your narrative, and you realize that every negative emotion, slowly, you will realize that have an impact, because you need to see that your behaviors are extremely linked to your emotions and thoughts. So if you want to change, if you want to see a change on the outside, you need to access your behaviors, but even first, you need to be able to access your emotions and the internal beliefs that are associated with the negative emotions. And here comes the third strategy. So in order for you to access those negative emotions and the internal beliefs that are linked to them, you need to be able to find a unhealthy outlet for these negative emotions. That means that if strategy number one is get out from the negative state, because from that place you cannot think, you cannot reason, your negative emotions are literally kidnapping your rational brain, and that's an experience very common to all of us. So the physical activities really contribute to raise your vibrations. And then by taking responsibility from that place of power, you realize actually there is a component here that if I can take charge of, it will contribute to, a transformation that I can make it happen in my life. Finally, when you can really admit to yourself the truth of these negative emotions, I feel this anger every time a person behaves in a certain way towards me, I feel hurt when people walk away from my life, you will very, very slowly deepen your knowledge into your own personal narrative. And that means that behind, underneath that feeling of hurt, that feeling of anger, sadness, or depression, you will realize that there are some important statements like, I'm not worthy. If a person walks away from me, I'm not good enough. If I keep on bumping my head against this task at work, but nothing seems to be possible for me, you will slowly realize that for every negative emotion, there is an external belief around the outside situation. And we already said you don't have responsibility or control over external factors. But the moment you access that negative emotion as also a part that regards yourself at a very deep level, that is where the transformation can occur. And by acknowledging that you're not feeling worthy, you're not feeling capable, that the question can be, what kind of inner resources you need to awake within yourself to feel worthy, to feel that you're a good person, you're capable, you're unstoppable, and you can be the empowered version of yourself to access and make all your dreams possible. And once you understand a negative belief, you can even make it absolute, right? Is it really true that I'm not worthy? Is it really true that I am not capable? And then all of a sudden, you know, once you become friend, you know, with an uncomfortable part of yourself that can be a negative belief, you can also question that belief from your place of power, from your place of inner knowing, because you will realize that in other situations, you might have seen your value, you might have embraced your power. So if that power is there, the only issue is to find a way, to find a strategy, to find techniques to access your power, so that you can even, you know, use the same resources that are available in other areas in your life in those situations where you are actually struggling. So by voicing the negative emotions, you also give voice to your vulnerability, to your authenticity. And that's a moment that when you can be honest with yourself, you can be honest with other people. And I can tell you from my personal experience, I've been on this journey for 13 years of therapy before becoming and embracing this career as an empowerment coach. And I realized that as more I can become intimate with myself and with my negative emotion, and understand that we are all on the same boat. We all feel, you know, bad days. We all experience bad days. We all feel negative emotions, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because as humans, we are far from being perfect, and our special gift is not being perfect, is about being authentic. And once you can have that intimate relationship with yourself, you will feel stronger. You won't be scared of your negative state anymore, simply because you found a way to manage them rather than being managed by these negative emotions. And more importantly, you will learn how to navigate from those negative states to better mental and emotional state in a much quicker way. And this will allow you to, yes, experience a bad day, but as these three strategies are meant to help you to bounce back much, much quicker, so that you reduce the gap between a negative moment and a good one. In this way, you will, on one side, while uncovering, you know, negative emotions, you will be able to develop resilience, endurance, adaptability, understanding that sometimes the fact that life doesn't go according to plan can be a blessing, because we need to be creative in order to face and deal with unpredictable scenarios sometimes. But this is not bad at all, because sometimes we want big dreams in our life, and in order to access big dreams, we need to expand. And sometimes challenges is what we are asked. In challenges is what we are asked precisely to expand, to learn new resources, to develop new skills. Without challenges, we are not pushed beyond our comfort zone. We stay into the familiar terrain and nothing happens from there. It can be quite frustrating and boring. So a negative moment is a moment of blessing. It's a gift in empowering you to learn pieces of yourself, of your story, in helping you transforming these pieces, and also to find a way, you know, to access your big dreams through the new resources that you have unleashed within yourself. So this is all. These are the three strategies that I really hope will help you to bounce back and recover much, much quicker, much quicker, yes, from a bad day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I send you lots of love, a big hug to you all, and I'm sure I will speak to you soon. Bye.